Good evening everyone and welcome to Laguna Seca for round 2 of the Ford Escort RS 1600s. A very entertaining round 1 from Watkins Glen last week, with this man, Zach Speed TV, taking the win and pole as well. He's quite a runaway winner in the end. However, he didn't have it all his own way at the start. NGR Fraser was well within touch and almost took the lead before he spun, getting caught out a little bit by braking zone of Zach Speed. But we are here this week at Laguna Seca in California, and this promises to be another great race. We've got some new guys to the championship and some people that aren't here as well. We'll run through who's here, who's not in a minute. Currently in qualifying, 20 minutes, and Zach Speed is on his first flying lap. We'll see him come round and set a time shortly, as he's just in the 3rd sector now. And I think he's run wide and gonna get an invalidated lap that because of the extension, and yes, it does seem like that. We do have the track limit penalties on, so in qualifying, if you extend the track limit, your lap will be invalidated, and during the race you will have to back off so to not gain an advantage. Unfortunately, the game doesn't quite realise what is gaining an advantage and what is actually running wide. As you can tell, it's very dusty, sandy offline and especially off the track, so gaining an advantage by running wide here generally wouldn't be seen to be gaining an advantage, but the game is the game, I suppose. We've got to work around it. So let's run through who we got. NGR Lee currently on pole with a 47.0. I think we'll be expecting lap times a bit quicker than that though, maybe a high 45, low 46, so we'll expect the times to fall a little bit from this. NGR Lee went well last week, clocking a 4th place finish, and was running well at the front, involved in a great battle for 2nd, but made a mistake. I think he span and had to recover, but I think he was being pretty pleased with 4th overall. We've got Scott McFall, WRT Scott McFall, first race for him. This guy looks very quick in pre-season, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do. He's currently in 2nd, a second off the pace, and he comes round the final corner now. See what he does across the line. Bit squirrely out of the final corner, but getting all that horsepower down, 120 horsepower as it is. And he does not improve. Maybe that was an outlap, but we'll see. Who have we got here? This is One High Mofo. Qualified 2nd last week, but unfortunately dropped right back because of a spin, and just couldn't quite recover really. Finished 7th in the end, but showed good pace with his qualifying. He's currently in 4th. Who have we got in here? So NGR Scooby G in 2nd now, moved up to 2nd, which is ultimately where he finished last week. A race-long battle with Slider Gas. Really entertaining, this guy. Slider Gas is about to come across the line, so let's just see what he does. NGR Lee's gone quickest again, 46.3. Slider Gas not setting a lap time that time round. Belez in 5th so far. JPH 99 in 6th as he runs very wide and into the wall almost. Well held, very well held. But I feel like this is not going to be a quicker lap. NGR Lagerfeni in 7th. Finished 8th last week. But he had a podium on Tuesday in the V8 Supercars, So will he be able to build on that? Currently in 7th and running a bit wide and spinning. So not this time, but we'll see how he gets on. And nicely into the wall. Excellent job there, son. And shot shaft. Oh, lagging a bit there. Don't know who that's next on. I think that's the Les. Oh, big contact. Wow, I think that's the Les who... Yeah, it was. So, I think there was definitely lag involved there. Bit disappointing for both. Don't know who was on a lap. But either way, both lost a lot of time, and Les has lost lost his boot as well. But new pole time now is a 46.0 from Zach Speed. Put it on pole last week and currently on pole this week. Still 11.5 minutes left, so there's plenty of time for people to jump in and try and get ahead. He's two and a bit tenths ahead of NGR Lee at the moment. He set the initial pace, but he's still getting quicker as well, so maybe just getting used to the track and gradually building himself up. Will he mount another attack on the lead? Let's try and find someone who's going on to a lap, and we'll go around on board for a bit. NGR Fraser, this man was attacking the leaders Zach Speed at one point at the start of the race last weekend, or last week even. Fortunately, had a couple of spins and ended up retiring. Let's see how we look at the map, shall we? Right, so Slide, I guess, is rejoined. Robertson's disconnected. Then joined again, okay. So who have we got going around the final corner? Ah, Fraser, we'll go on board with Fraser now. And enjoy a lap of Laguna Seca as he comes down, technically round turn 1, the hairpin is technically turn 2, and to Andretti hairpin. That's Scooty G just ahead, might have distracted him a little bit, but you can see the amount of slide these cars get. Not got amazing grip, so it's all about trying to keep the momentum up and keeping the horsepower, what there is of it, in a forward direction. Fraser might be getting a little bit of a slipstream from Scooby G, but it's not as fast as his previous best in Sector 1. Really ragging the limiter there. To these cars are not as quick to change gears as modern day cars, so maybe feeling like it's going to lose him too much time, but he's up a second on his best now into the infamous corkscrew. 16 degrees of drop here. And then round the left hand rainy curve. Scooby G still getting a bit sideways and he's actually pulled out, so well done to him. But Zach Speed has gone even quicker, he's up to a 45.7. Where's Fraser going to fall in? He's a second up on his previous best in the second sector. So across the line, what will he do? 1.4 up, and he's gone to a 46.0, which puts him 3 tenths behind Zach Speed. Good lap, but you can see some improvements are possible there, so fair play to him there. Let's see if he can do that. We've got 8 and a bit minutes left of the session to go. Oh, who's that? Lee has gone quicker, 45.3. And now he's 3 tenths up on Zach Speed. Excellent job from the man in green. Scott McFall in 5th. One high Mofo in 6th. Not quite showing the qualifying pace he had last week, but still time. 7 minutes to go. Lager Franny in 7th. JPH in 8th, Shockshaft in 9th, Melez in 10th. Slide, I guess we saw him disconnect and rejoin, so this probably isn't a representative time he's put in at the moment. Currently 5 seconds, almost 6 seconds off the pace, and Robertson 5, 6, 7, 4, 6, 8, we'll go for Robertson, is in last place without setting a lap time, but as you just might have just seen, Zach Speed has indeed gone quicker again, a 45.1. This is turning into a pretty good qualifying session, very entertaining. If the race is anything like this, we're in for a cracker. The guy in beige sliding round the hairpin. Whereas NGLE looks like he's actually just come off, so I don't think he'll be improving this time. But Scott McFall up to 3rd, the guy of a new rig. His first race here in these cars, but, or at least in this league. Did actually do pretty well in the race of winners in these cars. He qualified 2nd in that and ended up winning, so proved he has got the speed in these cars. We've got 4 race of winners drivers in this on this grid today, so no shortage of talent. And Scott McFall returns to the pits. Scooby G's down to 5th now. Live Fanny, where's he going to pop into? Is he going to improve? No. That must have been an outlap because he was 8 seconds off the pace. Let's have a little look on board with him. Excellent result on Tuesday for him, as I said earlier, 3rd in the V8s, as Zach Speed's gone quicker again to a 45.0, now 3 tenths up on Lee. Now these cars having such little power, it is all about keeping momentum, and he throws it into the left-hander, trying to get as much speed up the hill. Yeah, listen to the revs go there, as he's not better in his previous best. Takes a quite shallow line into the corkscrew. Decent enough exit. Will he take the tight line or go for a wide swoop? He's going for a wide swoop. He misses the apex a fair bit, and I think he's backed off for this lap actually. So we'll go on board with Robertson. Not seen anything from Robertson actually. He's in 8th. Better make a note of him. I don't know anything about him. But popped up to, well, he had popped up to 8th, but other people have just now gone quicker, so he's down to 10th again. Laguna Seca down to 11th, Shockshaft in 12th, but on a better lap, so let's see how he does. Just see a gradient on this now. On bumper cam, see how steep it is. And coming down the corkscrew, he's still 2 tenths up, so he's looking to improve, but at the moment it will stay in 12th. Just disappears from underneath you. But so much fun to drive, I have to admit. So if you are looking to join, that would be excellent to see. Just head down to the NXTGEN Racing League on Facebook. That's NXTGEN Racing League. And just drop us your name and PSN. This is only PlayStation leagues, unfortunately, so if you're on Xbox or PC, we can't help you at the moment. But Shock Shaft, I think, might have got a track limit. It didn't improve, unless he lost a lot of time in the final sector. He stays 12th. Let's see who we got. So Zach Swede is in the pits, unless he's going to come out very soon. I don't think he's going to go again. Obviously confident enough. NGR Lee, here we go. He's going to get another lap in after this, I'd imagine. So we can come back to him. And he's got Scott McFall just ahead of him, actually, who's run wide, and that will be the end of that lap. Imagine. And Fraser is just coming out of the pits. So he should have enough time to get round and start a lap. Scooby G, the guy who seems to not be able to lose at the moment, obviously come second last week in the RS 1600s, but other than that he's been pretty much a winning machine. Well-known name in the community, and currently down in 5th. Second, 1.3 off the pace, and he's 2 tenths down on his best lap so far. But this corner, oh, the corkscrew, I imagine there'll be a lot of action happening through there tonight, as he got a corner cut, so he's bailed on that lap. Scott McFall's about to go across the line. Will he improve? No, but he's got another 50 odd seconds to go again, so he'll get one more lap. Fraser's gone round on his out lap. Lovely donut there. Surprised you can do that in these cars, but well played. He should still just about make the line. Not ideal though for him. And NGR Lee's gone to the pits as well. One high mofo in 6th. Coming through the corkscrew and spinning almost. Got that again, re-lap time over. And I think we're going to go back to the pits now. The Les still without no boot in 7th. JPH has dropped down to 9th now, but on a lap at the moment, and he's 10th up on his best time. Our usual resident commentator. Let's just try and catch who's going across the line. It was... I don't know who it was actually, but they've gone across the line now. So let's go with JPH, who's the next to go across the line. 2.5 seconds off the pace. He had a very good race last week actually, finished 6th and showed some good solid pace with it. Some excellent moves. We're going to come across the line now. Where is he going to slip into? He stayed in 9th, 2.5 seconds off the pace. Who we got? Scooby G's coming round. Scott McFall coming across the line for the final time. Will he challenge pole? No, he doesn't. He stays 3rd. Scooby G should be the next driver, and he's bailed out of that. So Scooby G down in 5th place. And JPH is there. Shock Shaft still on a lap. And he's stayed bottled out of that as well. So that is qualifying over. Scooby G practicing his starts. There we go. So qualifying confirmation. It's 2 out of 2 for Zach Speed TV. He takes pole yet again. NGR Lee just behind him. Excellent qualifying from both of them two actually. It was good to watch. Scott McFall on his first race in this championship into 3rd ahead of Fraser and Scooby G. 2 minutes of preparation time for the drivers. One high mofo in 6th. The Les in 7th. Slider Gas down in 8th. He might be a bit disappointed with that considering his pace and his result last week. JPH in 9th. NGR Lagerpenny in 10th. Robertson in 11th. Shock Shaft in 12th. So 25 laps around Laguna Seca. if you're watching, feel free to drop us a message if you've got any questions, any comments on the race, or just in general. Go ahead. I'll try and answer them or mention them as best as I can. So here we go, sinking in. So the lights should be coming on any second. Listen to those rev notes. Lights are on. And we're off, and it's a great launch from Zach. NXTGEN Lee didn't get away great, so this is allowing Scott McFall down the inside. So coming down into turn 1 now. Getting a bit clogged up behind. Excellent start from One High Mofo. Already up to 4th, and it looks pretty clean. Slidergas has made some good progress as well, but very nicely done through the first hairpin by everyone there. And Fraser's down the inside of Slidergas. Scooby G has dropped at him quite a way. He's still practicing his starts at the end of qualifying, and where is he now? He's 9th. So he's got a lot of work to do now to catch back up to the front, but he's going to have a look into turn left-hand corner as we go up the hill. Still Zach Speed in front, Scott McFall closely followed by NXTGEN Lee. Into the corkscrew for the first time. Will anyone try and challenge? Oh, with a bit of contact by NXTGEN Lee there, and Scott McFall got away with it. Fraser is challenging One High Mofo. Slidergas is followed by the Les. Scooby G's moved up to 8th. Robertson is challenging, I think that's... Oh, who is that? That's Lagerfanic. Shockshaft is 12th, and JPH, the resident commentator, has been shuffled to the back, so he must have spun somewhere. But across the line, as we come for the first time, it's Zach Speed TV in front. I think I saw a little bit of nudging there around the final corner. Little gaggle of cars here fighting for 4th. As it is, no one's quite made too many moves other than initial start, and One High Mofo has taken his alternative route. Maybe he got a bump or something, but he's seemed to take to the pit exit road rather than the actual road. Maybe he got a bit confused, I don't know. But that's moved him down to 8th for another mistake early on, unfortunately. This man, Scooby G, will not say no to an easy place like that, especially when he's got some work to do. But he's actually closed up to this group quite quickly, as he's having a look now, but can't do anything with the Les. Front three have definitely pulled the gap now. 3 seconds off the lead is Fraser. 2 seconds behind the guy in 3rd, which is NXTGEN Lee. No such dramas this time into the corkscrew, and Scott McFall's got a good exit off of that actually. He's actually closed in a little bit on the leader, Zach Speed. I think we're going to go on board here with Lee as he's having a look at the inside. A bit optimistic, but we've got a penalty already for Les. I think that is 2 seconds for the Les. Must have been track extension and not slowing down sufficiently, so that's a shame. He did actually lose position last week as well because of a penalty, so let's hope he doesn't pick up too many more of them. We head into hairpin, Andretti hairpin. Don't think they're quite close enough to make any sort of moves. But Zach Speed getting a bit out of shape on the exit. Scott McFall looking, but still not close enough. and Scooby G has disappeared. Obviously come to blows somewhere, maybe running wide or spinning, as he's dropped a place to one high mofo. So he's not going well so far for the dominant force in next gen racing at the moment. Down in 8th after qualifying 5th. As towards the back in 10th, we've got Robertson defending heavily from Shockshaft. JPH trying to catch up. And Robertson runs wide, he might get a slowed down penalty for that. So Shockshaft's going to try and make the most of it. But tricky braking zone here. Oh, Shockshaft's going for it, down the inside. Very respectful from both. And I think that was Robertson taking his slow down penalty. Probably quite a good place to take it actually. It's the slowest part of the track, I think. But Shockshaft must have got one as well, because Robertson's back through. JPH has picked up a penalty, and has Fraser. That is a shame. So Fraser in 4th, defending from Slidergas and the Les. With the time penalty, it's going to move him further back, but only on lap 4 of 25, so still plenty of time, and a lot can happen in that time. But just behind, you see NGR Scooby G has caught one high mofo again. He's looking very racy, as he always does. He's in all the track. Get a view from on board Scuba G, so he's throwing it round the corners. Not going to be close enough to make a move into the left hand bit of turn 5. Hello Elliot. How are you doing, buddy? Get yourself on Project Cars, dude. Come join us. Gonna try and get a switch back, and didn't realise I had my mic on mute for a few seconds there. So I was getting all animated, but no one could hear me. Up ahead you still see the train of 3 drivers led by Fraser. Nothing's changed there, and Zaxby has managed to gain a second on second pace driver Scott McFaul. Now JPH has got past who's this? Lagerfanny's dropped to the back, but he's also right on the back of Shockshaft now. He's definitely going to have a look into turn 1. Robertson's managed to pull away a bit now from Shockshaft, but JPH is probably going to have a go, and he does, and he's hit the back of Shockshaft. Round goes Shockshaft. JPH, I think he's waiting. Either that or is he going to retire? I think he's waiting. He's a pretty fair driver, and he's got a very good record. Lagerfanny, meanwhile, is going to take 2 places. Shockshaft has retired. JPH is not going to retire. Never retires, he tells me. He's finished every race he's ever raced in. That's what you want to see, commitment to the end. Anything can happen. Fortunately, JPH just got caught out by the braking distances and the braking zones of Shockshaft, and into the back, and round they both went. So JPH not having a good start to the race, as well as picking up a penalty. So 7 seconds for the Les, so he's obviously had more than one offence for the track extension. But Scott McFaul's got a bit of a tardy exit here, not as good as he would have liked, and NGL Lee is now going to be a little bit closer, but still not close enough. Meanwhile, Fraser has seemed to pull away a little bit. I say a little bit, a fair bit actually, from Slidergas and the Les. Slidergas has dropped back a and the Les is under enormous pressure now. He's going to lose 2 places here to Scooby G and one high mofo. Scooby G's down the inside, but only the 1 position this time. The Les has now got the best viewing point of this, and we shall go on board with him. He's actually on down the inside of Scooby G. Would he be able to hold it? Scooby G is not going to keep it on the outside. Yes, the outside for everyone listening. And now Scooby G is going to have to redo that move. Very easy to make a mistake around here, especially with the runoff being dusty and dirty, easy to spin. I don't think Scooby G will do it into here, it's too fast, no real braking zone. No, he doesn't. Up the hill, trying to gain a little bit of slipstream, but nothing happening there. What sort of exit does Scooby G get? Not too bad, but up at the front, hang on. The gap's closed up a fair bit, only to half a second, in fact it's 4/10 now. So the leader, Zach Speed, has made a slight error. But still, nothing doing, no change. Just to fall back to this. Whoa, there we go, the Les is round. There was definite contact there, you could see that. Scooby G is going to wait, is he? Yes, he will. Otherwise, we did get video footage of that. The Les should go back through. Don't know if he is. No, he doesn't. Oh, no, there we go. No, okay. Well, I think he's going to get back through. Yes, he is. That's it. Good sportsmanship. That's what we want to see. That's what we are here for. Don't want to be screwed over too much like that. Robertson now under pressure from Lagafani, covering, and definitely hit the wall there. Very smashed up front end. Oh, something we just missed. NGR Lee's got past past Scott McFall. So top 3 are a bit spread out now, but it'd be nice to see if NGR Lee can make any sort of indent on the lead Zach Speed Scott. Don't want him having it all his own way like last week. Slider Gas a comfortable 4th now, with one high mofo trying to close the gap. He's closed it 3/10 last time round. There's a slight change, someone's left, I didn't see who it was. Definitely not JPH, the Les hasn't. I think it might have been Shockshaft, maybe a disconnect. Oh, here we go. Robertson's been overtaken by Lagafani into corkscrew, so good place to do it, and well executed as well. So Lagafani back up to 7th, but he's got 11 seconds gap ahead of him to this man Scooby G in 6th, one high mofo in 5th. Still closing down Slider Gas. In fact, he made 8/10 on him this time, so this gap is closing rapidly. But I've noticed again, NGR Lee is back into 3rd, so he's made a mistake somewhere, and Scott McFall is back through. I think we're just going to keep an eye on this battle here for 4th at the moment. Although behind NGR Lagafani is still in close company with Robertson. Having just got past, you'd imagine he'll start to pull away in a minute. But Robertson keeping him honest. So as you can see, lots of battles up and down the field. So if you are thinking of coming to join us, it doesn't matter what sort of ability you are, we just want to see you here having fun and racing hard. Here we go, one high mofo now. Is closing on Slider Gas. think he might try into turn 1 if he gets a good enough run through the final 2 corners. He's a bit wide there in the penultimate right hand corner. And into the final braking zone now. Slider gasket is a bit out of shape, you could see him correcting there. But as it was, One High Mofo also didn't get too great an exit. Lap 9 of 25, so not even halfway through here. But the battle up front is still very close for second. NGR Lee just behind Scott McFall. Both have made mistakes in recent laps, so we lost a bit of touch to the leader, Zach Speed. And there's another mistake. Caught this one that time. Not Zach Speed, Scott McFall just running wide. And NGR Lee will take that without question. I feel like Scooby G's made another mistake of 49.3 that time round. So, struggling around here is Scooby G. But Robertson's actually got back past Lagerfani, so this is a good battle between these two. And that must have been at the start of the lap. The Les, fortunately, way down, and JPH is in 10th. Scott McFall maybe making another mistake. He's dropped to 5 seconds back now, but One High Mofo is still behind Slider Gas. Oh, Slider Gas backing off, so maybe he ran too wide at the final corner, and the slowdown penalty has been enforced. So it was an easy overtake for One High Mofo, but Slider Gas on the podium last week, he's no slouch, we know that. And will he be able to get back through? Although One High Mofo has been quicker in recent laps, and said that last lap there was literally nothing to separate them. Oh, hang on, we've missed a major incident here. Zach Speed 2 seconds back now off the lead of NGR Lee, so Zach Speed obviously gone round somewhere. That's more than just a slowdown penalty's worth of gap there. Fortunately we did miss it. Scott McFall still in third, not close enough, 4 seconds back, so he's actually had a bad lap as well. See, his track is causing mistakes everywhere and quite regular changes in position. One High Mofo now pulling away a bit from Slider Gas. Scooby G. Oh, Slider Gas has just picked up a penalty, I think. Or did he already have that? But Scooby G is a fair way behind, 13 seconds behind Slider Gas. So it's damage limitation for him in 6th. Lagerfani is pulled away from Robertson, who's dropped back a bit, so maybe a mistake from him. But here we have the Les and JPH relatively close, fighting for the final couple of points. Be interesting to see how quickly Zach Speed closes down the gap to the leader NGR Lee, and pulled away a little bit at the start. He managed to I think make a couple of seconds gap. Might have been due to mistakes from the other two, but either way he did it, and then he made a mistake himself and now finds himself 2 seconds off the lead. Slider Gas is actually closing back in a little bit on one high mofo. So NGR Lee was 3 tenths quicker than Zach Speed that time round, so he's actually pulled away even further. And Scott McFall was a whole second slower than Lee that time round as well. But here in the battle for 4th, one high mofo is trying to be reeled back in by Slider Gas, who recently did just drop back behind him due to a slowdown penalty, but are still pretty much in close proximity. And I've just missed this. The Les has been overtaken by JPH. So the Les drops to 10th and JPH moves up to 9th. Look at the difference in pristinity of the cars. Les is missing front and rear parts. It's what you call weight reduction. I don't know if he'll pass the weighing in at the end of the race. He might get done for being underweight. But now JPH will try and pull away. Meanwhile, Slider Gas is well into the slipstream now with one high mofo. See what he can do. Whoa, there we go. And there's a mistake and there's contact. Slider Gas pretty much unavoidable there. One high mofo got the back end out under braking. Must have just clipped the grass, or what there is of grass. Slider Gas had nowhere to go. He was on his racing line and in the braking and turning zone. It's hard to avoid. Both got away with it, but Slider Gas takes the position very thankfully. And again, JPH has dropped to the back. So, well in the slipstream now and looking to make a move into the corkscrew, but nothing coming of it this time round. So this is where one high mofo made a mistake last time and gave Slider Gas the position. No such doing for the Les. Very accomplished driver. Drives in pretty much anything. We cross the line for the 13th time, these guys. So only 4 gears. We'll be hitting speeds of just over 100 miles an hour here. So nothing too major if you compare it to modern day cars. JPH biding his time, not quite close enough to make a move, but the Les will be seeing a fellow white car all in his mirrors. You see Les missed the apex by a fair bit there. You come up the hill, try and keep as much speed as you can without scrubbing it off. I might come back to this shortly. I think there's about a second between these two yet. One high mofo not really able to close back in at the moment. It's very swings and roundabouts with these two at the moment. And NGR Lee is quite comfortable out in front. Zach Speed not really being able to do much in terms of closing the gap back up, still around 2.5 seconds. Scott McFall also lapping a little bit slower now than the leaders, 8 seconds back. Slider Gas, as we've seen, has got company with One High Mofo just behind, and these two keep switching fairly often. Scooby G actually not lapping very quickly at all. 49.3. Maybe I just keep catching him on bad laps, but 35 seconds off the lead, and not a good day for him. We'll take this as damage limitation. Lagerfeni has now been able to pull away from Robertson, who, to be fair to him, Robertson, he's obviously has had a moment. First time we've seen him in this championship, and he's not doing too bad. But with that mistake, he's now going to have Les and JPH in his mirrors, so he knows he can't do too much now. And if he makes a slight mistake, they're going to be on him like flies. JPH just coming out of sector and having a little look, but not in the right corner to be making a move. And as the attraction is with running close behind someone, you want to try and get as good an exit as you can, but don't want to be running too wide because of the slow down penalties, and all your work will be undone in just a moment. But as we drop down the hill again, I think these two are actually catching Robson. I think they're a little bit quicker, especially last time round they were. So this is a three-way battle now for 8th, 9th and 10th. So the only battle on track at the moment, at least the only drivers that are in close proximity to each other. JPH had a pretty good start to his season 13 Next Gen Racing League. So normally our commentator, but does the odd race. He's in the Clios on a Monday night. And, and I've just noticed the lead has gone down a fair bit to 1.5 seconds. So maybe Lee got a little bit out of shape on the exit, and One High Mofo still a little bit further back from side, I guess. I think we're going to rejoin this battle at the back. I'm saying JPH did pretty well in the Clios race one. I don't know how he did this week actually, but he had a solid P5 in the Ginetta G4s, their first ever race as well. But the Les definitely closed up on Robertson this time. Seems to me like only a matter of time before these two get into combat. And let's not let the Les's car fool you. It has been fairly battered in this race. And what's Robertson like under pressure? Oh, Les is actually having a look, but not quite able to make a proper go of it. And Robertson gets a very good exit actually out of that final corner, so he should be alright into the Andretti hairpin as we go for the 16th time of 25, still time. At the front, Zach Speed has lost a little bit of time, 3 seconds now behind the leader, and Scott McFall's dropped back to 12 seconds, so he must have had a spin somewhere, but he's still 4 seconds ahead of Slide, I guess. JPH dropped off the back a little bit of these two. Slipstream not so much of a factor in these cars, no aerodynamics on them. There we go. Come up the hill towards the chase. Nothing doing, but Robertson runs a little bit deep. The Les is going to look to switch back, and he's going to get a good run. I think we might have a go into turn 10, penultimate corner. Here he goes, he's going to have a look down the inside. No, he's decided against it. Now this is allowing JPH to close back up again. See, Les is really looking for a gap now. Look how close he's getting into the brakes. JPH actually wondering if these two will make contact and he'll get two positions. But we don't want to see the contact, we want to see a good three-way fight here. As Robertson's starting to defend a little bit now. And technically he doesn't have to get... he doesn't have to finish in front of these two. They both have penalties. Well, Les, we know, has got 7. Well, he did have a 7-second penalty. How much has he got? 9-second penalty now. 4 seconds for JPH. And the leader, NGR Lee, has got a penalty, so we need to keep an eye on that. Only 1 second for now, but that theoretically puts him 1.4 ahead of Zach Speed. So we'll keep an eye on that. So I guess so. 3-second penalty is 2 and a bit seconds ahead of One High Mofo. So again, we'll keep an eye on that. But this is where the battle is at the moment. As Robertson gets it wrong again through the chase. And we're going to go on board with JPH to get the best view of this. And Les been very patient, it has to be said. He's not just throwing it down the inside at every opportunity. But if he's too patient, he might get done from behind. Quite literally. From JPH. But there we are, there's the mistake Robertson, the Les was looking for in Robertson, and JPH has got a very good exit. He's going to pull alongside the Les, and could we be 3 wide into turn, well, technically turn 2? I think we might be, you know. JPH is round the outside and the Les is actually stuck to 9th place, and he's got the move done on Robertson. Will Robertson try and hang it? Yes, you know, around the outside. He has as well, and he's got the inside for turn 3. But now JPH wants a bit of the action. I think he might have cut the corner a bit, so he might get a slow down penalty there. He has slotted back in behind Les, but at the front we've had a change of lead. NGR Lee's made a mistake and Zach Speed is back through. Remember, Lee's got a penalty, so he's technically 2 seconds back now rather than 1. But again, this is where the action is happening for 8th, 9th and 10th. Up the hill towards the corkscrew, and the Les has got the move done already. Is Robertson going to come back under braking? I think he is. He's having a look at least. JPH will probably get a better exit out of this, so let's go back on board. No, he didn't actually get as good an exit as probably expected. Quickly back at the front, and it's closed right up here. NGR League trying to come back at his good friend Zach Speed. Zach Speed in fact did near enough force Lee to transfer to these cars from Assetto Corsa. And tucked up nicely behind Zach Speed. The gap just 3 tenths now. WRT Scott McFall has closed the gap a little bit, but maybe due to mistakes. Slider Gas still 15 seconds behind, but 2 seconds ahead. One High Mofo, however, Slider Gas has a 3-second penalty, so he's going to try and force the issue just to create a big enough gap not to lose any positions after the race. Scooby G, I feel like, picked up a penalty. I did not mean to change now. No, it was Lagerfani who picked up a 1-second penalty, and oh no, cancel, don't quit. Oh, cancel again. And JPH has got 2 positions there. Sorry on the timings, but I'd pressed the wrong button. So JPH picked up 2 positions there, gone from 10th to 8th. Robertson's gone from 8th to 10th, and the Les has actually stayed in 9th. So the Les now, you can see how racy he's looking. Seems to get a good exit down the chase, down the corkscrew, quite a lot actually. But he doesn't ever seem to get a good enough exit to make a move into turn 10, which is this one. So he always has a little look, but never quite close enough. But at the front there's a 2/10 gap now. As we come into the corkscrew, or come up to the corkscrew, 5 laps left, lap 20 now. Lee's going to have to do something soon because he needs to create a 1-second gap ahead of Zach Speed if he wants to beat him. But not going to do anything through here. Zach Speed takes a little bit of a different line. Lee's not going to make them have a go there. Into the final corner. We've seen a lot of mistakes here tonight. Running wide and just getting the back end out, but nothing wrong with either of them through there. And the Les has got back through. So the Les has got back past JPH. The amount of time I stayed in this group and not actually seen an overtake. Every time I switch away. That's what you call the contest is cursed, JPH. Did say it, you did have it. It seems to be running true tonight. I keep missing everything that you do. After this race we've got next week Bannock Bray in Scotland. But as much as this close battle is very interesting, and actually the Les has made a mistake. I feel like there's a change for the lead anytime soon. We got that and JPH is through. No, the lead has not changed, but Robertson and the Les have made contact. Well, whose fault that was we don't know, didn't quite catch it. But Robertson has taken the position and held the position. And the gap at the front changed to right about 1/10 just as that was going on, so I wanted to change back to the front, but as we could see there's action at the front and the back of the field. And oh, the Lee well held, getting the back end out here. And in third, Slider Gas has closed in Scott McFall. So Slider Gas with some good pace. And Scott McFall just falling back a little bit, so maybe a mistake, but first race he'll probably take a podium, he'll be pretty pleased with that. And Scott has asked us to give his Facebook page a shout. Visits his Facebook page at Scott McFall Sim Racing. Just give it a like, show him some love. Holding a solid third place at the moment. Sidergas looking for his second podium in 2 races. And at the front, Lee's dropped back a second, so maybe a little mistake. But at the back, fighting all the way through the field here now. As we head towards the final 4 laps, final 3 laps. Les fighting for everything he's got. Robertson doing very well, has to be said. Not making it easy. Les right on it this time. We go on board of the roof, he's going down the inside, a little bit of contact there, and might have just pushed Robertson on a bit, but got away with it. And now the Les, I imagine he's making his moves into turn 1 because that seems to be where we cut away and then we come back and he's through, so I imagine this is where he's going to have a look. He's going to have a look. Robertson doesn't defend. Yes, Les has gone for it. Down the inside, has he gone deep? Robertson cuts back and retakes the position. It's good racing from both. The Les think he's got the inside. No, he hasn't. He's not close enough for Les. will have to settle back into 10th. Back at the front, it's still a second gap. Zach Speed not having it his own way this time. Will gone a bit spazzy there. And in fact he's lost half a second even. Lee, NGR Lee, now back up behind his rear bumper. 2 tenths the gap, 3 tenths. Lee, a very experienced driver, mainly on Assetto Corsa, having won the Alpha 155 Championship and the Praga R1 Championship in Season 12 last season. So he knows what he's doing and he's not shy to be towards the front and fighting for wins, aiming for the top 3 in this championship. And there is slow down for Zach Speed as he's ran wide, and that has given NGR Lee the lead. He's 1.6 ahead and he only needs to be 1 second, so we'll keep an eye on that unless he's picked up a further penalty. No, he's still only 1 second ahead. JPH however is 6 seconds penalty and he's only 2 seconds ahead of Robertson, so Robertson's still in position to finish 8th. So there we go, the Les down the inside at turn 2 again at the hairpin. Robertson can try and hold it again around the outside, and again he does it well. So the Les really struggling to get the position stuck, but Slider Gas really closing in on WRT Scott McFall now. But I think JPH has made a mistake. No, Robertson still defending. The Les just can't get through, and when he can, he gets cut back. Robertson, good racecraft. Be looking forward to seeing how he progresses throughout the season. Hopefully he'll join us for more races if he's driving like this. We come into the chase for the 23rd time, and the lead gap is 4 seconds now, so awful lap for Zach Speed, and that's probably cost him the win, but we have seen mistakes from everyone so far. As the Les finally goes for it down the inside at turn 10, a bit of contact and pushes Robertson out wide. Robertson drops to the back. Will he come again though? That's the question. But meanwhile, there's a half a second gap. Slider Gas and WRT Scott McFall. One High Mofo's been pretty quiet for a while, and so has Scooby G. They've been just going about their lives pretty uneventfully. But back to the battle for third, Slider Gas and Scott McFall. Slider Gas again with the penalty. 3 seconds, so he really needs Scott McFall to come off a little bit, but he wants to take the third position on track. He's not going to do it through here. Is he going to have I don't think he's quite close enough into the final corner. But as we come on to the last lap now, Slider Gas actually got a bit out of shape in the final corner. Oh no, Robertson's picked up a penalty as well, so for all his hard work he might not necessarily be in 8th. What is he, 2 second penalty? A 6 and a 9 ahead of him. So how is that going to work out? Oh, Slider Gas, big oversteer moment there, well held. So he's 3 seconds behind JPH with a 2 second penalty. JPH is 6. I think he's just about going to do it if it stays the way it is. We are on the final lap, and NGR Lee with a 1 second penalty has the advantage of 4 seconds to Zach Speed. He just wants to keep it clean. Slider Gas has a slow down there, so he's lost all chance now. Oh, just caught that. JPH has been sent to the moon. Robertson's back through, so he is in position now for 8th. The Les is still in 9th. He's just about caught back of that, but it's going to be this man, NGR Lee, who's actually made a mistake. He's lost 2 seconds to Zach's speed there. But he should still just about have enough in the tank with his penalty to keep the victory. Zach's speed really going full speed at this last lap. NGR Lee comes across the line. I think he's going to do it by about half a second. It's going to be close, we'll see after the race. Zach Lee takes a provisional win. Zach Speed comes home in second. Scott McFall is going to secure third on his debut in this championship, so he'll be pretty pleased with that, I'd imagine. Followed by Slidergas, who should hold on to fourth. Although one high mofo pretty close behind in fifth, he might just about get that. We'll see after the race. Scooby G in a very lonely and probably quite disappointing sixth. First, probably his worst race of the season in all the championships he's in. As you can see, it's just coasting round now. But the battle was still raging on between these two. Robertson and Melez are going at it for most of the race. As NGR Scooby G comes across the line. Lagerfani will come home in 7th. Not so good as his podium on Tuesday in the V8, but still nonetheless a fair few points to add to his tally. Robertson is still ahead of the Les. I feel like it's going to be contact here, or maybe a little bit of a bump, but nothing too major. And Robertson almost out of shape, and the Les is going to go down the inside. Final corner for Pride, if anything. He's done it, he's got the position, but obviously he's got more of a penalty than Robertson has, so Les will drop back down to 9th behind Robertson. JPH spinning on the final corner. Disappointing result for him, 10th after his good drive to 6th last week. But can he roll it? No, he wasn't going fast enough. Oh, we lost Fraser, that's it. I noticed a couple of people disconnected at the same time, but I didn't realise they both quit. So there we go, Lee, NGR Lee holding on for half a second victory over his friend and rival Zach Speed. Scott McFall in a solid third. Snydergas did hold on to 4th, ahead of one high mofo. Scooby G and a lonely 6th. Lagerfani in 7th. Robertson in 8th. The Les did hold on to finish ahead of JPH, who spun at the end. And we did lose... who did we lose? Shockshaft and NGR Fraser. So next week we are at Bannockbrae in Scotland. A very long track, but a very quick track as well, so slipstreaming will probably come into effect there. But another good race, although the battles weren't as throughout the field as they were last week. We had some very good battles, especially with the three at the back, Robertson, the Les and JPH. Kept our eye on that for a fair portion of this race. But if you're interested in coming to join us, please do head down to NXTGEN Racing on Facebook, drop us a message and we'll try and get you in as soon as we can. And hopefully you can be mixing it with these boys next week at Bannockbrae. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.